so much tension in the air with all this going on. There's nothing more stressful than watching people in your neighborhood and families being taken away because of some arbitrary line and documentation.
DHS posting this video celebrating 1,500 immigration-related arrests in the Chicago area since early September.
If we're doing all this hard work, how do we have time to bring camera crews and record everything?
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
We're going to start with ICE arrests Hanover Park police officer. Accuses him of being in U.S. illegally. Yeah.
Well, we just learned that the village of Hanover Park was set to swear in this officer tonight as an official officer of Hanover Park. That is until he was taken into custody here in Hanover Park this morning by ICE agents. The Department of Homeland Security telling us that this man overstayed his tourist visa, which allegedly expired in 2015. The Department of Homeland Security says it encountered Radul Bojovic in a targeted enforcement action, part of Operation Midway Blitz, before taking him into custody this morning. The Hanover Park police officer can be seen in this Facebook post from the...
So what's the excuse now? We're going to call him a criminal? He's a fucking cop. He's a cop. So, I don't remember what state it was, but there's a black man who overstayed his visa. He had a gun on him, like that's illegal. But yet the school did all of their testing, all their background testing, didn't find any criminality with this man at all. Same thing with this police department. So is he a criminal now? My feelings on police aside, if he's a criminal, where does the line? Where is the line here?
Department provided by DHS today as they confirmed his arrest for allegedly living here illegally over the last 10 years. Federal officials also say that Hanover Park police records confirm he was approved by the Pension Fund Board of Trustees in January 2025. DHS released a statement on the arrest this afternoon, saying in part, Governor J.B. Pritzker doesn't just allow violent illegal aliens to terrorize Illinois' communities, he allows illegal aliens to work as sworn police officers.
Violent illegal aliens. Last time I checked, it's not just the violent ones, quote unquote. You can't see me, but there's huge fucking air quotes there. He violated our nation's laws. There's literally a buffoon in the White House and a couch fucker next to him that violate the laws every goddamn day. So, like, we're just gonna close our eyes and look the other way here. And when we open our eyes and we turn our head, we're going to find someone else that we can point at and say, criminal, get rid of them. They can't be here. They're violating our nation's laws.
Now, we just received a statement from Hanover Park Police minutes ago disputing some of those claims. They say at the time of his hire, Officer Bojovic presented the village with a work authorization card, which was issued by the federal government's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. The card was valid and recently renewed. We also conducted a full background check, including his criminal history with both the Illinois State Police and the FBI. The department goes on to say the bottom line is that all information we received from the federal government indicated that Officer Bojovic is legally authorized to work in the U.S. as a police officer. Clearly, without that authorization, the village would not have hired him. Now,
so are we saying that entire police department is full of shit? Are we just going to say outright those guys are lying? So let me ask you: are we backing the blue? Do we back the blue all the time, no matter who? Or are we literally just picking and choosing who we're going to back now? Because last time I checked, what was it, 2022, I could not have a conversation with any conservative, let alone a fucking maggot. Have a conversation with any of these people without them, mentioning police or police being wrongfully done or whatever.
Department also goes on to tell us that a memorandum recently issued by ATF allowed Officer Bojovic to legally carry a firearm under his current immigration status. They say as this investigation plays out right now, the officer has been placed on administrative leave.
Now comes my favorite topic. Clashes between ICE agents and protesters escalate in Chicago. And I already know the fringe will be gathered by this. If you post it, they will come. If you disagree with it, doesn't matter if you disagree with me, it doesn't matter if you enjoy this, your time is coming as well. Doesn't matter, I'm ranting, let's get on with it.
This morning, tensions running high in multiple areas around President Trump's immigration crackdown. Overnight, Los Angeles County declaring a state of emergency in response to ICE raids. Officials voting to clear the way for financial assistance for residents they say have been negatively impacted by immigration raids. While in Chicago, clashes on the streets getting heated. Homeland Security says federal officers faced a hostile crowd after an undocumented...
I'm going to say this. And I'm not saying anything. I'm not giving an endorsement of anything. But I am going to say this. Somebody is going to do something, and it's going to trigger something. And I know it's really vague, so let me go into it. The scene in V for Vendetta with the police shoot that girl while she's running away. Does anybody remember that scene? What happens is that guy made a mistake. He didn't think it was, but he made a mistake. He shot the girl, and those people around him beat his ass. I'm pretty sure they gave you the imagery that they killed him. Regardless of that, either ICE is going to do something, and the National Guard will end up doing something. Maybe even a cop. But also, one of these protesters might end up doing something. And to be honest with you, that's what they want. But also, I think that's just where it's headed. I just see that's where it's headed. There's so many emotions, so much tension in the air with all this going on. There's nothing more stressful than watching people in your neighborhood and families being taken away because of some arbitrary line and documentation. Keep in mind, some of these people, all these people that are getting gaffled up right now mean something to a community. They may not own a shop. They may not own a restaurant or a taco truck. They may not own all the businesses, but they go work. They build these homes. They help build these roads. They pay their taxes. They give their culture over. Every immigrant I've ever met, whether it's African, whether it be from Mexico, whether it be from Europe, they want to share their culture. They want to. I've never really met an immigrant who's ever been like, I'm not sharing anything. It's a secret.
Rammed a border patrol vehicle while trying to flee an immigration operation. After a pursuit, agents crashed into the vehicle to stop it and arrested the suspects when a crowd grew. Chicago police responded to the scene and say some people threw objects at federal agents who deployed tear gas, exposing some in the crowd, including 13 Chicago police officers.
This type of escalation is what is...
And see, what that shows me is that there's no coordination at all. It shows me that there's no coordination between the police and ICE on this matter. Because if there was, the police would not have been tear gassed whatsoever. And in some way, that tells me that they don't give a fuck about the police either. Probably because they might be the ones to replace it if the military and National Guard doesn't. This is all worrisome. I mean, that little detail right there screams a lot to me.
It cause harm. It's not the people of Chicago, but it's the federal agents.
It's the latest flare-up during the Trump administration's so-called Operation Midway Blitz. DHS posting this video celebrating 1,500 immigration-related arrests in the Chicago area since early September.
If we're doing all this hard work, how do we have time to bring camera crews and record everything? If we're doing so much hard work, how do we record it? When I go to my job and I have a busy day and my boss isn't there because he's got other things to do. And when I go to work, I don't film it. And I especially don't take it home, edit it, and send it to him to show him, look what I've done, boss. Like, They don't need to do all this. And the fact that it's been edited, there's music behind it, shows you that they're trying to sell it for dramatic effect. And it's a product.
We want to clean them up.
But the dramatic confrontations come as Homeland Security officials are warning Mexican drug cartels are now offering cash bounties to target ICE officers and other federal agents, including $5,000 to $10,000 for kidnapping or assaulting officers, and up to $50,000 for the assassination of high-ranking officials.
Our message to the cartels and these criminal rings: we're not backing down.
They will come for us all. I can't say that enough. I cannot say it enough. They will come for us all.
Now, back to the clashes that you saw here in Chicago yesterday. One of those detained was a 15-year-old boy, an American citizen. His attorneys say he was zip-tied for hours but released overnight. Governor Pritzker pointing to his arrest among many, saying that DHS needs to answer for what he's calling unchecked attacks on Chicago residents. Savannah?
All right, Chuck, thank you very much.
All I'm going to say is, before we move on to the next thing, is if you voted red, if you voted blue, if you didn't vote, if you're old, if you're young, if you're sick, you're in health, as long as you are part of the 99%. Yes, it means everybody in the working class. That means gay people, trans people, people of color. That means you must put aside your misunderstanding or hatred. You must let it go and work alongside the people you don't like. That includes the homeless people. We can't be leaving the homeless people out of these situations. And by the way, they know these streets better than anybody. Homeless people could be a very good asset if things went down south. Do not forget about the homeless people. The homeless people around here, they know things before a lot of people in the houses know, because they're out in the streets. We have to all work together. We all have to. The homeless, the gay, the trans, people of color, the poor white folk. We got to put it all aside, because all this is literally easy to topple. We could stop it all. We can put an end to it. We're just too busy fighting each other. And once you realize the trans person, the gay person, the person of color, the Muslim, the Jew, whatever. Once you realize that person down the street, whoever that fits into, once you realize that they are not the enemy, they have no effect on your life whatsoever, then maybe you can look to who has an effect on your life. And maybe then at some point, all of the working class can be united, and we can all figure this out and put this bullshit aside. But again, I don't think we're ready for that, and we need to get ready soon. Good morning.